Calling the meeting to order. Please stand for the flag. Pledge allegiance. Mr. Secretary, please take the roll.
Ms. Cherry,
Present.
Dr. Connors,
Present.
Mrs. Cordino,
Here.
Mr. King,
Here.
Ms. Rashid,
Here.
Ms. Rivers,
Here.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan,
Present.
Ms. Smith,
Here.
Ms. Stafford.
Here.
We have 9 present.
Thank you. Hereby be it known that the Piscataway Township Board of Education has complied with the notification requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act for the announcement of this meeting date and place on November the 24th, 2024 in the following manners. Posting of the public notice on the posting board for the Board of Education in the Administration Building. Email notification to the newspapers serving Piscataway, the Home News Tribune, and the Courier News. Email notification filed with the municipal clerk at the municipal building on Hose Lane. This meeting is being videotaped. This recording is not an official record or supplement to the minutes. Is intended only as a source of information that the public might utilize at a later date to familiarize themselves with the board's activities. Executive session. Be it resolved that the board adjourn to executive session for the purpose of review and discussion of personnel agenda, litigation, HIB monthly reports, and other matters pursuant to law NJSA 10-4-12B. Can I have a motion? Can I have a second? We are in executive session.
Yes.
H. Be it resolved that the board reconvenes to public session. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? We are now in public session. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. This month's student presentation comes to us from Grandview Elementary School, where a group of students have taken on the task of helping classmates and even their teachers with technology. And here's the principal of Grandview, Neil Desai, to tell us more. Neil, come forward. It's your time to shine.
Our students' time to shine, but I do appreciate it.
Well, you have to come
Sure. Thank you.
to us.
So, members of the Board of Education, I'm Neil Desai, proud principal of Grandview Elementary School, and I extend my heartfelt gratitude for inviting us tonight to the board meeting. We deeply appreciate the countless hours of dedicated service each of you volunteers contribute to our school and our community. On behalf of the entire Grandview community, we are honored to participate tonight. So tonight, we want to highlight our amazing Grandview Greatness students who are to my right, and they're a part of our SWAT team at Grandview. And SWAT at Grandview stands for Students Who Assist with Technology. To tell you more about this program, I want to invite Mrs. Sandy Desai, our digital literacy teacher who oversees this program. Mrs. Desai.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Desai, and I teach digital literacy at Grandview. Thank you so much for having us here tonight at tonight's board meeting. We greatly appreciate the opportunity to showcase this wonderful program. The SWAT team is a program that selects third grade students and encourages them to build the skills they learn in digital literacy to further develop strategies to solve problems that arise with the iPad. Students develop skills that introduce them to real-world professions in the technology field, build on responsibility with technology, and create positive peer support for our technology initiative. We present to you a video that spotlights our SWAT team at Grandview.
Glenn, you have people at the door behind you.
Oh man, my camera's not working. What seems to be the problem? My camera's not working.
Uh-huh.
Here it goes. Wow, how'd you do that so fast? Go, SWAT team, go. Let's cover your location.
No, I could use them in my house. I have to call tech assistance.
We want you. Hey, Dad.
So before we give out certificates and take a picture, I just want to, in conclusion, thank our students for always showing Grandview greatness, our families who here tonight for their wonderful partnership. We do love that you're here. Our team of teachers for their hard work each day at Grandview, and our central office admin team, and obviously also our Board of Ed members for all their support throughout the year. So thank you so much, and I present to you our students in a little bit. Thank you.
Was that
Sherry.
the theme song from Mission Impossible?
I think it was. Yeah. Nothing is
Good
impossible
choice.
at Grandview. We
Oh,
do.
okay.
Sorry about the delay, parents. We're human. We'll
Oh,
continue as soon as the
certificates.
certificates get here. Did you want to take a picture now, and then when they get their certificates,
Yeah.
take another one? Yeah, let's rock, let's do, wait a minute, let's get the SWAT team out here. So they
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a photo, okay?
Good job.
Mrs. Desai, you wanna get on one side? Come together.
Do you want to give out the certificates first, and then we'll take a picture?
We already have, well, no, we're gonna do two, they're entitled to two pictures.
Okay.
One without and one with, they're SWAT team, they went undercover and came back with certificates.
Everybody smiling? Say SWAT team.
SWAT team.
Okay, great job.
Nice.
Turn it up. guys over this way before? Take another picture.
Embarrassed.
Stand in the front so you can see. Make sure it's the right way. Hold it up next to your heart. Hold it next to your heart. Perfect.
Don't cover your face.
Hold it next to your heart.
Thank you. Squeeze in a little bit. Say SWAT team again. Okay, great job. Thank you.
Thank you again, parents, for bringing them out tonight. What an incredible crew. The SWAT team is definitely going to make an impression in the district and have other schools looking at them. Enjoy your holiday season. Be safe and be happy. And most importantly, get some rest if you can. Thank you, guys. I know you have school tomorrow, so we're going to tell you you're free to leave at this point. Thank you.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Just look for it. Yeah, I know. I said, oh, I know how old you are.
See how she's holding, you have to hold like that.
Yeah. Definitely my Grandview kids.
She's like, I'm over these pictures already.
You know, she was, wasn't she? That's exactly what she said.
She's like, I'm so depressed. I'm so Christmas happy.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good job, students. Get some rest. 8:15 is late for these guys.
Gotta go to school in the morning.
That's right. Especially that baby who's pushing her own stroller. I mean, like,
Let's get out of here.
she's like got the brake off and everything. She's ready to join the help team, man. She's like, I got this. I'm gonna run people over, but I got this. That baby's so cute.
Okay, on with the next part of the agenda, student representatives. We have our two student representatives here this evening. Hi, Tyler. How are you this evening? Okay, I know Tyler always starts off the reports first, so Tyler.
Good evening, everyone. We're in our last month of the year, pushing against the winter break, hopefully, get to there fast as we can. But before that, next week we are having our Winter Spirit Week. It's from the 16th to the 20th, and as of right now, we have a voting form up for people to vote for what type of clothes and stuff they want to wear that week. And then when that is all done, they will post it, have flyers out in school, and then we will have our Spirit Week next week. And then also next week, we are having a door decorating contest around the school. So students will find a staff member, and they will decorate their door. And how they find a staff member, they just go ask them, and then they go and fill out a Google form to enter the contest. And they spend like a week decorating the door, and then on the 18th at 8 a.m. students go go around, they look at all the doors that are decorated, and then they take a vote, and then the winning staff and students that participated on the door get to win a free breakfast party after the break. And then for SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions, the group that me and Tom York work with, we are having a holiday party next week on the 16th, where students will bring food, snacks, drinks, and then just have a fun time, maybe watch movies, do activities, things like that, just have time together. And then, as we were talking about digital literacy, and in the advanced TV and production class that I'm actually in, we are shooting a 1-minute commercial film right now on dangerous driving. So like what not to do, what to do, how to drive safe, and then all that type of stuff. And then we submit the film for a competition, and then they will get back to us probably sometime around January to see who won the competition. And then after that, it's just winter sports. They are going now fully. All the tryouts and stuff is over, so they're fully in that. And pretty much it.
Thank you, Tyler. So, like Tyler mentioned, I can't believe the year is already ending. 2024 is coming to a wrap. So there is a lot going on right now. College decisions are coming out this week. I know a lot of the early decision applicants are finding out today and tomorrow, so that's really exciting. There are a couple students that already committed and are signing for sports. I know a lot of students that already committed for D1, D2, D3 schools, which is super, super exciting. And I believe they're having that during school as well if you want to go and see the signing and support your friends. There's also Instant Decision Day that's going on in schools, so I believe the participating schools was Seton Hall, Montclair, Keene, and I think there's one more, but students can apply then and they have their interview on the spot and they'll get their decision right on the spot. And they also offer scholarship money, so one of the students here actually got a full ride to Keene, which was really exciting. It just shows how wonderful and amazing all the students here at the high school and what they've been doing. So moving away from college finally, Chem Club and Science National Honor Society hosted their research symposium today. I was actually one of the speakers there, so it was a really good experience. We talked about networking and internships and any of the research you've been doing. It was a great way to network, and also some of the alumni from the past couple of years have came and spoke about their works and what they've been doing in college and how they've advanced in their science careers, which was really interesting and nice to hear. Veer actually came, so it was nice to see him again. He was really big in Science National Honor Society as well, so it was nice to see and see how he's doing in college. So that was it with Science National Honor Society. And then Piscataway HOSA and FBLA have been having their sponsorship runs. They've gone to Costco, they've gone to College Ave in New Brunswick, and they've gone to many other places, which has been really nice. I mean, it's after school, they're really bundled up to combat the cold, but it's a great way to network and, learn how businesses and interact with those companies, so it's a really good way to put themselves out there. As well as FBLA went on a High School Heroes trip, which is their second year they're doing it. I was also a part of that field trip, and it was really exciting. We went to Arbor to talk to the 4th graders about business and entrepreneurship, and they were super excited. They loved hearing about it, and we just spent the day with them. Dr. Gay was there. He helped facilitate everything. It was just an overall really good experience, and I know they actually want us to come back and do the 5th graders as well. So it was a huge, huge hit, always really exciting. FBLA is also hosting their regionals testings for the state SLC conference later in March, but right now they've been qualifying. Those results come out soon, so that was in the beginning of this month. Day of Dialogue, which is our equity team here at the high school. We hosted our second faculty presentation this year with the English department and the World Language department, which was really rewarding to see how much the students and teachers interacted with each other, and that's something we've been working towards this entire year, like having faculty presentations and communicating that. So it was a really good opportunity, and it was nice to see how enthusiastic the teachers were about that. Class of 2025 is hosting their holiday grams, again getting into the winter spirit with stickers, candies, and plushies, just spreading all that cheer. Drama Club hosted their Clue show, which was a great hit. I know a lot of students that went, and of course they always put so much hard work in, and it shows off, so it was amazing. Garba Night ICCA hosted their Garba Night, which was also really exciting, their annual event. I know a lot of students that went there. And National Honor Society had their blood drive. They donated about 100 pints of blood. I know a lot of students participated this year, which is really, really nice to see all the work and volunteering that students are doing. We also have our induction ceremony for NHS, and we have about 70 new students, which is really, really exciting. A lot of juniors, a couple of seniors, and it's great to see all the work that the students are doing here. So that's next Thursday, so something to look forward to. And then Bio League, Chem League, and all the science leagues are hosting their exams, preparing for that, and just practicing. So it's essentially it, just wrapping up for this year and the holiday spirit.
Thank you so much for the information coming from the high school. As always, you two do an incredible job of getting information to us, letting us know, or make us feel as if we're actually attending the high school and we are involved in all the activities that go on up there. Just want to say, have a great holiday season. I know you're waiting on decision day to find out where you will be accepted, and then making that decision of will you accept which offer and which direction will you be heading in. It's incredible to have you two here. Like I said, it's a pleasure, but what it does, it gives a sense of youth being in leadership and also showing the adults just what leadership looks like from a young person's point of view. And you make sure you always dot your I's and cross your T's, and we thank you for that. Have a great holiday season. Be safe, and I know you guys are both going to leave because you have school in the morning and probably have some exams and stuff to prepare for.
Yeah.
But again, have a great holiday season, and thank you again for all that you do. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Good job.
Okay, next I'm going to be doing a President's Report for December 12th, 2024. Our district's partnership with the Junior Achievement Organizations continue to offer benefits to our students of all age groups. Just this month, girls from the Piscataway High School Engineering and Health Science Academies took a trip to Merck Pharmaceutical in Rahway for a job shadow event for young women. And students from all three middle schools visited Middlesex County College for a career expo and campus tour. Then last week, about 50 PHS students in the Future Business Leaders of America Club visited Arbor Intermediate School for the Junior Achievement High School Heroes Program, where the older students teach age-appropriate lessons to the 4th and 5th graders about the finance, business, and entrepreneurship. Thanks to Dr. Gray for cultivating this wonderful partnership with Junior Achievements, which continues to yield great benefits for our students. Thank you to everyone who has come out to support our students during the district's winter concert series. All of our high school and middle school concerts are open to the public, and our student singers and musicians are doing a beautiful job. If you did not get a chance to see the performance yet, there are still 4 concerts on the schedule for next week. You can find a link to the concert schedule on the homepage of our district website. On behalf of the Piscataway Board of Education, happy holidays to all. Once again, thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm excited to see people sitting in the audience. You don't know how excited I am. But especially being it's cold outside, it takes a lot to come out in the cold and say, okay, we know you invested that way. From all of us board members, we would just like to extend a happy holiday to everyone in the audience, but most importantly to all our administrators who are here, who have to be in this building 5 days a week, and there's no clock that they punch. They have a job to do. They do it, and they do it with a smile, and most importantly, it's done for the best benefit of the students and of the teachers. So I want to extend a happy holiday to all of our administrators as well. And that concludes my President's report. Superintendent's report.
Yes, good evening, everyone. We want to make sure that we let you know that the Volume 11, Issue 4, December's Superintendent Report is out. Our superintendent is very proud of all the things that take place in our district, and you can actually find many of them here. So,
Can you give them a copy?
Yeah, you don't have
No,
one.
yeah, we don't have one.
and we ask that you please look at it from cover to cover. It can be found on our district website and all our social media platforms. Just some of the things inside, we see that all 8th graders from all 3 middle schools attended Junior Achievement Inspire Career Expo at Middlesex County College, and the 3 counselors attended from each middle school. We thank Maria Husbands from Clippertown, Uma Patel from Theodore Shore, and Dr. Kelvin Rogers from Panacomac. Also on the 5th of December, we also had a non-college bound students explore what's next, where they focus on opportunities at career fairs for non-college bound students, and it was organized by Piscataway High School counselors. Also, we want to acknowledge Mr. Jahai Johnson. Chiefs football standout who signs a deal with Bowling Green. So he will be going to Bowling Green. And as mentioned previously, we had Instant Decision Day, and many of the students were able to receive acceptance on that day as well. And we thank Rodney West, Sharmika Purnell, and the entire counseling department for their work on that as well. So please make sure that you pick up a copy of this, and you'll be able to see everything that's on the inside. At this time, we're going to ask, and we're going to move to Mr. David Rubin. He's going to come, HIB report, and following him, Dr. Lockman will come with the SSDS, Student Safety Data System report.
Good evening, everyone. Twice a year, we come before you as the anti-bullying district coordinator to report on the statistics of our HIV investigations and findings over the year. We do this twice a year. Here I'm reporting on the period from January 1st to June 30th. There were a total of 44 reports of HIV that were fully investigated, spread across virtually all the schools. The grand total of 13 of those incidents were substantiated. Part of my job is to look for patterns, anything that might require the allocation of certain resources in a particular way to address problems in an efficient manner instead of just throwing resources around indiscriminately. The good news is that there really have been no discernible patterns of any type of behavior, either in terms located to location or types of HIV behavior, which is good. I decided to compare this to how the same time period last year went, and almost exactly the same number. This year we had 44 investigations, 13 substantiated HIVs. For the year prior, 43 reports and 10 substantiated HIVs. So it seems to be a consistent pattern. So you have a written report in front of you, prepared to answer any questions. If none, I will turn the floor over to my colleague, Dr. Lottman, who will give us our SSD report.
David, I
Yes.
just had one question. In looking at the disbursement of the schools, when you compared this year to last year, was it similar in that the two schools that had the highest reports or question of HIV were Quibble and Arbor this year? Was that similar to last year?
I don't recall if it was those two schools in particular. I will tell you that statistically the middle school level is where
Right.
a lot of the action is compared to elementary school or high school. If you look at the HIV findings that were actually substantiated, you will see that they were all at the middle school and intermediate school level, none at the elementary level, none at the high school, which is typical because of just the nature of what middle school is and the developmental age, levels of the kids that are there. So that's where we find most of the action.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Baskerville, Board President Ms. Cherry, Board Vice President Dr. Connors, and the rest of the Piscataway Board of Education members. On behalf of Dr. Anelli, I'd like to present our district's semi-annual SSDS report. Mr. Miller is handing out some literature for you. This report covers a time period, just like what Mr. Rubin said, of January 1st, 2024, all the way to June 30th, 2024. The report that has been handed out to you, thank you again, Mr. Miller, also includes the district's information of incidents from the previous year, same time frame, January 2023 to June 2023. And as Dr. Baskerville alluded to before, just as a quick review, SSDS stands for the Student Safety Data System, but from here on in I'll just refer to it as SSDS. If we eliminate the 13 founded HIV cases that Mr. Rubin just went over, you will see that our district reports 63 incidents during the time period that I just highlighted, which proud to announce is almost a 6% decrease from the same time period as last year. The 63 incidents include 5 infractions of vandalism, 1 weapons violation, 26 occurrences of violence, and 31 substance abuse counts. If you want to drill in for each category, starting with violence, of the 26 incidents, we report 17 fights district-wide, 2 assaults, 6 threats, and 1 incident of inappropriate conduct. Doing the, searching through all these incidents, I found that just under 70% of these 26 incidents involve students who are receiving additional assistance on regulating behavior. Moving over to vandalism. Vandalism, as I said before, I think the last time we did this report was July, if I'm not mistaken. Violence has a very large umbrella. So just for example, the 5 incidents we had during this time period, 2 were property damage, 2 were for pulled fire alarms, and 1 was a theft. All 5 of these incidents, once they happened, once they were reported, the only way we were able to really do an investigation and find, who was responsible for these incidents was because of all the camera footage that we have in our buildings. So, to the Board of Ed, and I believe I said this the last time I did this report, thank you very much to the Board of Ed members for allowing our schools and our buildings to purchase these cameras, because they are going above and beyond in keeping our buildings, our students and staff safe. So, again, thank you for that. Third category of weapons, we did have 1 incident, was possession of a very small pocket knife. And last, but unfortunately not least, was the substance abuse category, where we had the most occurrences at 31. Of those 31 occurrences, 18 were confirmed use and 13 were solely possession. Of the 31 occurrence, the only substances that were reported were marijuana and tobacco and alcohol. I'm sorry, there's 3. Several of these incidents involved multiple students. So when you take that into account, you can make the 31 incidents really become 22, because again, a number of them had a lot of students involved, but we still, for the SSDS, we have to report each one. And as is always the case when students are involved with a substance abuse occurrence, after obviously the district or school-wide discipline is served, the school counselor, the student assistant counselor, Haven if need be, provides assistance for not only the student but the family if required. And it's not just a one-time thing. You came back from whatever the discipline was. It's not like a one-time thing. I'm checking on you. Okay, we checked the box. We're done. It's not that at all. It's an ongoing relationship, and it's ongoing service that we definitely provide, again, for the student and as well as the family if need be. As I always do with the way I think, I love to compare our SSDS incidents with the total amount of school days that we do have. And again, looking at the time frame from January 1st, 2024 to graduation last year, which was June 18th, 2024, the total enrollment on graduation day in our district was 7,463. The amount of school days from January 1 to graduation day was 110. So if you multiply those two, you find the total school days served throughout the district were 820,930, which is a huge denominator. And if you look at the incidents and put that as our numerator, you will find that 0.0000767% of our school days require an SSDS report. To put that in a little more perspective, if we were to get to 1%, which obviously is a very low percentage, we would have to multiply our 63 incidents by more than 130. So, that being said, just statistically speaking, taking emotion out of it just proves our district is doing a very good job keeping our students, staff, our buildings safe. But with that being said, as always, we're looking for ways to improve, to continue to bring these numbers down. Some of the many programs that all of our schools participate in, we have the Week of Respect, which this year was, I believe, the first full week in October. All our schools participated. We also have the School Violence Awareness Week, which was the last full week in October. October was a very busy month for things like this. Every school has a safety and climate committee that has several meetings, throughout the year to address anything school-related. And then if certain patterns come up, it's district-related, and we see how we can work together to fix whatever issues we might have. Our district does a great job coordinating DEI monthly celebrations where all our schools participate. We have character education programs. We have assemblies on mental health awareness, social emotional learning. We have violence prevention. And something that we've been working on a lot recently is we're in constant communication with our community outreach team. Through that partnership, just this year, starting in late winter / early spring, we've coordinated with this organization that they're going to come to every single one of our K-12 buildings to do a presentation on, depending on grade level, we're looking at cyberbullying as a topic we're going to cover, social media awareness, drug prevention, and other things like that. So we're hoping with everything that our school, this is only a little, what I went over is only a little bit of what our schools in our district are doing, with the hopes of bringing these incidents down, to the goal of 0. So I thank you so much for your time and attention, and answer any questions.
The violence change is a little concerning. It's almost double the amount that we had the previous year.
Yes.
Especially when you're looking at one of the intermediate schools.
Yes.
and then the high school, which is obviously much bigger. So I know we're doing a lot, but have we been reaching out to our staff and our students and seeing what their perspective is of feeling safe, and things along that lines in our building? Because I think it's important to know from a teacher perspective, from student perspective, what their thoughts are on something along that lines. Because and again, I realize it's not a huge number, but when you know, for the amount of students that we have, but it is almost double of what we had last year. And
Absolutely, yeah.
like I said, in an intermediate of 4-5, that's a pretty high number.
Yes.
So I am curious to know what does the staff feel about this, you know, about safety, about conflict resolution, things along that line, so that we get a better picture of maybe something specific about what we can do in that school or in those schools to make it, to bring the numbers down. You know, sometimes teachers have good perspectives on what needs to be done or maybe what's lacking in some ways to bring our numbers down.
And I will tell you, it's a great question. Coming from the background you have, obviously that's something that's very important to everybody. But you know, we're very fortunate enough in this district where, you know, we'll put him on the spot, but we have a great working relationship with Mr. Toma, our union representative. So, you know, we talk almost daily. If there's anything, if that comes up, you know, he definitely lets me know. He'll let Dr. Ranelli know or anyone else know, and we will address. But it hasn't, you know, things like that haven't come to a point where anyone's really concerned.
Right. I think
but
it's a good idea
something
to
we will
always
address.
to be surveying staff periodically and students and surveying students so that you have an idea of perspective.
Absolutely.
I know we complete surveys. I mean, this is a new initiative where I am because we've had many challenges. So we've been completing a lot of surveys on climate.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And, you know, giving a perspective on how, and us and students. So it might be something to, you know, think about maybe district-wide or targeting in areas where we want to see maybe a decrease. So just a thought.
Yeah, definitely something
This
that we do.
185.7% increase in violence, do you feel, based on the previous year, that it's significant? And are there any metrics that say if you increase by a certain percentage that you have to take any action? Or is it just something that you report and then you try to explain through the incidents that happen?
We always, you know, no matter what, even if we have, you know, with the like with the weapons, we had a significant decrease. It's still something we're always going to be vigilant about.
Okay.
And always want to look into. But you know, with the violence, obviously the first one, you know, the math brain had the same percentage you got. It's definitely something, you know, we're looking into. We're addressing. You know, another thing that we do have is, you know, we categorize things. Even it could be pushing, shoving. It could be a slap. We categorize that as a fight. So we do have a lot of things like that, of these incidents that, you know, maybe other districts, or maybe it could be borderline, you know, fight, it could have been something else, but, you know, we want to make sure that we label it as we see, so we can address the situation and make sure, you know, as Ms. Cordino said and the rest of the board, everyone feels safe and welcome and ready to learn when they come to our schools.
I would be interested in knowing what Arbor's numbers were last year at this time, being it stand out so high. This year, and MLK has a 0.
Similarly,
Something with the
Quibbletown.
climate is something seems a little off.
Yeah, I want to also say similarly with Quibbletown seems to be, you know, I know the middle school idea, but by comparison, Quibbletown, by comparison to Shore or Kanakamak, seems to be also having a very high, like definitely outstanding by comparison to Shore or Kanakamak in incidents that were actually like, you know,
Categorized. Yeah.
categorized, yeah, so,
I could
or
definitely-
the total. So behind the high school, which has so many more students, the two schools with the highest total incidences are Arbor and Quibbletown. So, you know, being the chair of culture and climate, again, yeah, I think that is something to try to investigate, as my former board members have mentioned, what is the you know, what is the climate in the school, from the students' perspective, from the teachers' perspective, and also from the families. You know, I think that, you know, we need to dive into that a little bit, not to make it labor intensive, but just to sort of see if there's any feedback that we are not, as an administrative team or as a board, not tapping into, that we don't know. Because if we don't ask those questions, we wouldn't know.
Mr. Chair, I definitely get those, the numbers from last year. You want all of them, or just is that specific?
I would just like to see a comparison, because like
Especially
I
the
said,
two high school.
to say fourth and fifth graders have that many incidents, at that age, if they stay on that path,
Right, yeah.
it's not a good thing.
And that's another thing we're
So if we
doing.
can address it to try to fix whatever loophole or gap there is, get them some support so that they decide this is not the route for them to go, that there's other means and avenue to handle things and to deal with things. I know we always say get together, conflict resolution and all of that, but there definitely needs to be an environment cleanup and support given to Arbor to find out what is actually going on, what is triggering all of this. Is it something internally in the school? Is it all externally at home? And if that needs to be the case, maybe we need to get some type of parent event going on that we can send some extra support to the parents who may not know how to help their child or deal with their child, and their child's reaction is to act out, to be violent, whatever the case may be. Maybe get the Haven people to go over there and have some sit-down conversations, but let's get real about it.
Yeah.
That scares me.
What I'm encouraged about with this report is the fact that, at least as far as your report, there's been no reports by the police department that anything has rolled over
Right.
to be formal reports to the police, have there?
Yeah, the only, actually, I should say this, the only one report, the only incident that was police matter was one of the threats that took place off school grounds. During, when, again, school wasn't in session, it came across, our vision to, and then we had to get the police involved, because again, it wasn't during school, so we couldn't address right away. We had to get the police
But I
involved.
think that's important, because we wouldn't want that to increase in any way. So
Correct,
it's better
yes.
that we address these problems now in the middle school area before that number increases and then begins to be problems, because vandalism and these kind of violence, that can catapult very easily into the community and therefore result in things where the police have to get involved. So I think if we can, if we do get the opinions of all those areas involved and all those people involved, we can stop it before it gets to be a bigger problem.
Any other questions? All right, thank you again for your time. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank Mr. Rubin, we thank Dr. Lockman for their reports. And finally, Dr. Anelli would like to wish everyone a nice holiday season and a winter break. And he appreciates all the work and hard work that everyone does in our school district. And that,
Thank you, Dr. Berry. Personnel and Labor Relations, Ms. Nelsie Salgado Cohen.
Be it resolved that the following motions identified as items A through H be approved as presented.
Second.
Mr. Secretary, can you take the roll?
Mrs. Cordino?
Yes.
Mr. King? Ms. Rashid?
Yes.
Ms. Rivers?
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes?
Ms. Stafford?
Yes.
Dr. Connors?
Yes.
Ms. Cherry?
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Committee reports, we have 3 committees that met prior to this meeting. We'll start off with Fiscal Planning and Operations. Dr. Connors?
And our Fiscal Plans and Operations Committee met last night to discuss the 2023-2024 audit, the 2025 to 2026 budget, capital projects, and a few more things. On the 2023-2024 audit, David Gannon from RPF O'Connor Davies reviewed the audit process, the financial performance of the district, and another successful year with no audit findings. Mr. Oliveira discussed the balance in the capital reserve and the anticipated use of the funds for upcoming capital projects. Mr. Gannon will present the audit report to the full board at the January 9th, 2025 board meeting. The deadline for filing the audit report is January 15th. On the 2025-2026 budget, school and department budget submissions were made on Friday, December 6th. Meetings will be scheduled to review the budget submissions over the next couple of months. Piscataway High School kitchen equipment installation, plumbing work, past inspections, new tiles was installed in 2 locations in the Patton kitchen. The electrician is scheduled to work on December 14th. New equipment should be ready to use by January 2nd. Facility capital projects, the Piscataway High School Media Center, District Administration in Spiesel had a project review meeting to refine the technical and design elements of the Media Center renovation. District Administration is reviewing the technology requirements for the esports gaming room and will review furniture needs. Piscataway High School intercom/clock system. The PHS intercom system needs to be updated. District Administration visited Hillsborough High School to review their system and engage Spiesel to prepare a building survey to solicit quotes for a new system. This project is slated for completion in summer of 2025. Our Energy Savings Improvement Program, the ESEP, Simmons has completed their scope of work. Rebate submissions and verification will continue for 18 months. The final construction invoice should be ready for board approval at the January-February board meeting. Solar panels, Talva Energy visited Quibbletown to assist solar panel replacements. Quibbletown has some panels that are beyond their useful life and roof sections that need to be replaced. Recommendations should be ready for review at the January 25 committee meeting. Food service, universal free breakfast. From September through November, overall participation was up 116%, representing 110,426 breakfasts served versus 51,163 breakfasts served in the same period last year. The breakfast kiosk is being used in the Piscataway High School Anthony Commons, and an additional register has been opened in the Patton cafeteria for breakfast. And basically, it means it's a very successful program. Ad hoc committee on food service debt. The response has been overwhelmingly positive to an email sent on Giving Tuesday to inactive families with positive meal balances, allowing them to donate those funds to the district to help offset families' negative balances. And I just want to thank the ad hoc committee when we met and we brainstormed. I'm not sure who had the idea, but when you get a bunch of people together, great ideas come out, and that was a great idea. And then David Oliveira took it one step further and actually had the wherewithal to realize that the email was going out on Giving Tuesday. So now what we'll do is that each year we'll put the same letter out on Giving Tuesday and hopefully get a good response. New Jersey School Business Legislative Update. Dr. Connors discussed bills released from the Senate Education Committee, including one that I was following. Senator Vin Gopal is sponsoring. It's Senate 3917. It's proposing changes in the school funding law, and Mr. Oliveira notified the committee about upcoming public comment hearings about state school funding. There are the SFRA, which is School Funding Reform Act of 2008, has gone through a change since 2008 called S2. But S2 had a 7-year period in which money was going to be quote unquote kind of like redistributed a little bit, but we're at the end of that period. So what the legislator's doing is that they're asking now for local boards of education or anyone if they want to testify, and the dates have been put out to school districts, and I think there's 4 dates within the next couple of months, and certain local school board members will go and testify. And the business office, this has been a great initiative. Our investment account, the committee reviewed the current balance on the November 2024, and that stands for the New Jersey Asset Rebate Management System. It's a statement in current interest rates, and this was our ability to take 20% of certain funds across our portfolio and put them into an investment fund and gain like 5% interest. And we have about $20 million in it currently, and that $20 million has yielded about $800,000. So that's a great initiative. The policy committee reviewed that. We've put a lot of faith in our business administrator, who is actually we give that authority to make those investments, but it always goes through the fiscal plans and operations committee. Gov Deals, the highest bid received for the shop bought in the Piscataway High School wood shop was below the district's fair value estimate, and district administration is recommending the rejection of the bid. And it's like eBay or something. You put it out there again and see if you can get more money. It's about a $10,000 item that hasn't been used, or it's a $20,000 item that hasn't been used that we first offered for 10, and we didn't get any bites. So anyway, that, Madam Chairman, is the report of the Fiscal Plannings and Operations Committee.
Thank you, Dr. Connors. Next, we have Culture, Climate, and Community Relations. Mrs. Salgado Poland.
Yes, the Culture, Climate, Community Relations Committee met on Tuesday, November 19th to discuss positive messaging, community partnerships, and wellness services. Under positive messaging, Gary Miller shared presentation of monthly themes, quotes, and images shared on the marquees and on social media for October and November. That was an addition that the committee suggested to Gary, and he has been faithful in putting out those positive messages also on social media, so that parents, when they're scrolling, they can see these things that the district is interested in and inspiring. They were including themes for Hispanic Heritage Month until October the 15th, Hindu Heritage Month, that was being recognized for the first time this past year. November themes were giving, thanks, gratitude. Following holidays were displayed: Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Diwali, and Veterans Day. We acknowledge that the weekly quotes being shared on the social media have been very well received, like I had mentioned. The committee acknowledged Mr. Miller for winning 4 awards from the New Jersey School Public Relations Association. Community partnerships. Dr. Gray shared information about community partnerships, including with Rutgers. Students from each of the middle schools have participated in visits to Rutgers to engage on hands-on activities and to learn about health-related careers. The National Society of Black Engineers Junior Club is progressing well at the high school, and in junior achievement, our partnership with Junior Achievement New Jersey has expanded for this school year. Girls from the high school engineering and health sciences academies visited Merck on November the 12th for Women in Leadership STEM event. Students from each middle school attended the Junior Achievement Inspire Career Fair at Middlesex College on November the 13th and 14th. The committee discussed the existence of the outdoor libraries and the idea about opportunities for new ones being built through other partnerships. There is, I believe, 2 at the moment schools that have outdoor library systems, but we would like to make it more equitable. So we're looking into other partnerships to get those outdoor libraries into most of the elementary schools and all of the intermediate schools. Wellness. The Haven. Daytime and evening services are in full swing and they have a small waiting list. They are exploring holding student groups this year. The committee discussed possible ideas for future parent webinars that will be brought back to the Haven. Dr. Connolly met with Children's Corners Principal Jennifer Stenati to discuss services available to the pre-K families. And In Plain Sight, which is a presentation that we had years ago here in the district. It was brought up during the wellness that the committee discussed bringing that back, the In Plain Sight presentation for parents with Piscataway Community Outreach Commission. One of our members, Ms. Kimberly Lane, is a member of the commission, and she was going to explore possibilities of how we can get that presentation back into our schools. Communications with families. The committee has been inquiring, following up on inquiries from the previous meeting where we discussed how the district is communicating with families. So Mr. Miller reviewed the district strategic planning, communications plan, as well as shared details about updates to the district's communication systems, which will be coming forthright in the new year. And that's my report.
Thank you, Nancy. The Curriculum Committee met on Monday, December the 2nd, 2024, to discuss gifted and talented parent resources, TV/radio programs, and more. CUSAC, Dr. Baskerville. The district received the distinction of a high-performing district based on our NJ Quality Single Accountability Continuum, known as CUSAC. Instructional program largely determined by student performance on NJSLA testing, and we received 83%. Intermediate school report card was discussed by Dr. Baskerville. Dr. Baskerville shared a copy of the report cards for grades K to 3, 4 and 5, and 6 through 8. The district is in the process of adding a numerical key to the grades for 4 and 5 report cards so that it is clear for families and aligns with grades 6 through 8. GO-GAT, Cognitive Aptitude Test, Dr. Baskerville and Rebecca Dayton. The district is seeking to be more inclusive in capturing students for the gifted and talented offerings. The GO-GAT will be administered to all second graders for participation in the LEAP program in the second half of the year. The administration will look at the students' results along with additional qualitative data. ELL and special education students will be included. Students are encouraged to take advantage of multiple enrichment opportunities within the school. Parent resources was discussed by Rebecca Dayton and Janine Albanese. Ms. Albanese shared some ELA resources that will be shared with the families regarding literacy, including Epic and Storyline online. Families are encouraged to help students journal, share what they are working on, and write about things that they may not know much about as they grow and explore. Ms. Dayton shared some resources for the math that will be shared with the families, including Go Math and Math on the Spot. TV video class tour, Chris Aravando. Mr. Aravando shared videos and information about the TV and radio program, extensions of a media tech program at the middle school. Students are content creators, with Student Expressing a key component of the program. In the middle schools, students use podcasting and video equipment, and the high school program reinforces the art of making film and broadcasts. Broadcasts are terrestrial, but programming is looking into streamlining. The program has hosted other districts that may be interested in starting similar programs. East Brunswick visited us in November. AP Chinese Course Edition, Glenisha Gerardo Moran. A Chinese heritage course is being considered based on the number of heritage speakers in the high school Chinese board class. Textbook adoption, AP Government and Politics, American Government, Stories of a Nation for the AP course 2nd edition, AP Psychology, Psychology Themes and Variations, 11/E by Wayne Wheaton, 2022. Honest Biology, Biology, How Life Works, 4th edition, Experience in Education, the 11th edition, Teacher Cadets, a model of homegrown teacher recruitment. The district will partner with King University to offer dual enrollment education course. We had a spectacular meeting with curriculum, the things that we discussed, the direction we're going in, looking into getting more special education students identified who have talent that has not been exposed or developed or given the opportunity to shine. So we're working on that because unfortunately there's a stigma attached to special education. When some people see test scores are down, they immediately go, it's because it's special education. Well, newsflash, is not. Low test scores is just low test scores. It has nothing to do with special education students. They test the same as any other student. They just have adjustments that have to be made for them and accommodations that have to be given to them. But at the end of the day, they hold their own and they stand up and go toe-to-toe with everybody else. I get excited when I have the curriculum meeting because I get to see what we're doing as a district, what we're looking at, things that we haven't uncovered or we may uncover. We go address it and say, okay, we need to handle this, we need to address this, and we need to improve in this. So when I get together with that group of individuals, and they're committed, they're 10 toes deep. They are on those Zooms, they are not late, and they're coming with their questions, and they're coming with not just questions, they're coming with resolutions as well. So that's the good part about working with them, and I'm excited for where we're getting ready to go in 2025, and that concludes my report.
Well, Madam President, I mean, I remember on that Zoom,
Yeah, you were on there, wasn't you?
wasn't there a parent of a student from when you were principal at Grandview?
Oh, yeah.
That was autistic, and you gave an example, and then the mom came in and told everybody what that person's doing now, as an example of what you're saying.
Well,
So what
Dr.
was that?
Baskerville can,
Go ahead, what was that?
He's in a The mother is an educator now currently she had a learning center here in town. She still does, and she's on the staff at Randolph. And currently, he's in a PhD program.
Right.
Wow.
But he was autistic.
He was a selective mute. He started speaking essentially when he was in the beginning of the fourth grade.
Wow.
So like I say, we have a lot of gyms in special education that we need to bring to the forefront, allow them to grow and expand, and take the cap off of what they can do versus what we think they can do.
Right.
And just let them be the butterflies and fly at the end of the day. Okay, and that concludes all of our committee reports. Approval of minutes, Ms. Loretta Rivers.
Yes. Be it resolved that the following minutes be approved as submitted. The business meeting, November 14, 2024, and executive session, November 14, 2024.
Motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, our minutes are approved. Public comments from the floor. Being I see some new faces that I don't recognize. I know Mr. Cordino over there. We're good. On this side, and some new faces I don't. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and school matters of the community interest. In support of this position, the law established a period of public comments at every board meeting. Individuals wishing to speak must state their name and address. Comments are limited to 3 minutes duration, but an individual may speak a second time after all others who wish to speak on the topic have been heard. The board may require that the individuals register to speak prior to the beginning of the meeting. Participants may submit written materials in support of their position. All statements and/or questions shall be directed to the presiding officer, and no participant may address or question board members individually. All speakers are required to express themselves within a civil manner with due respect and for the dignity and privacy rights of others whose legal rights may be affected. Please note, while this is not the board's intention to stifle comments on matters of legitimate concern to the school district, the public should be aware that if their statements violate the rights of others under the law governing defamation and invasion of privacy, they may face personal liability to the injured party. If speakers are uncertain of their legal ramifications of their comments, the board urges them to seek guidance beforehand for their own legal advice. Anyone in the audience? Yes, ma'am. You already know the process and the routine. I'm excited to hear what you have to bring us this evening.
As always, I came with nothing, but when I listen in and I have some questions or just a comment. My name is Dharmi Patel. I live in Piscataway. It's not really a question, just I want to express my gratitude to board members for taking a proactive approach on asking about the school incidents and hearing everyone's concerns makes me feel good as a parent. From my personal experience from Arbor, my son was in 5th grade in Arbor last year. Counseling services can use help, and I shouldn't say school, parents don't have the information available outside of the school counseling. So that can be easily looked into without waiting for any alarming numbers. My background with process improvement, I believe in proactive actions. I do not believe in waiting for alarming numbers and acting on it. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak from the public comment side? If not, can I have a motion to close public comments?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public comments is closed. Fiscal planning and operations, Dr. Connors?
Be resolved, following motions identified as items A through F be approved as presented.
Second. Mr. Secretary, please take the roll.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Ms. Rivers?
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan?
Yes.
Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Stafford?
Yes.
Mrs. Cordino?
Yes.
Dr. Connors?
Yes.
Ms. Cherry?
Yes.
Motion's carried.
We do not have anything in policy this evening, so we will skip right over that. Curriculum, Mr. King?
Be it resolved that following motions identified as items A through C be approved as presented.
Second. Mr. Secretary, can you take the roll?
Ms. Rivers?
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan,
Yes.
Ms. Smith, Stafford,
Yes.
Mrs. Corradino,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Ms. Rashid,
Yes.
Dr. Connors,
Yes.
Ms. Cherry.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Pupil Services, Mrs. Cordino?
Be it resolved that the following motion, identified as item A, be approved as presented.
Second.
Mrs. Secretary, can you take the roll?
Mrs. Salgado Cowan,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Stafford,
Yes.
Mrs. Corradino,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Ms. Rashid,
Yes.
Ms. Rivers,
Yes.
Dr. Connors,
Yes.
Ms. Cherry.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Administrative and auxiliary, Ms. Stafford?
Be it resolved that the following motions identified as items A through E be presented, be approved as presented.
Second. Mrs. Secretary, take the roll?
Ms. Stafford,
Yes.
Mrs. Corradino,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Ms. Rashid,
Yes.
Ms. Rivers,
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan,
Yes.
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Dr. Connors,
Yes.
Ms. Cherry.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Old business, anybody with old business?
I mean, yeah.
Well, I guess I've got some business items.
I'm like, isn't that old business?
So I'm gonna close old business and we're gonna go to new business. And with that being said, I'm gonna go to the podium. As we all know, tonight is the last meeting for two of our current sitting board members, Mrs. Cordino and Mrs. Rashid. I'm gonna call each one of you up one by one. Say a few words. We know I'm not long-winded. We know I don't write long speeches. But hopefully they're impactful. Mrs. Cordino? Wow. So the plaque says, in recognition of your service and personal dedication to the children of the Piscataway Township Schools, through compassion, commitment, and exceptional leadership, your contributions build character and enrich students for all of Piscataway students. And this is being presented to Ms. Nancy Cordino, member of the Piscataway Board of Education from January 2022 to December 2024. Nancy. Oh, Nancy. See, Nancy has that tough exterior that if you don't peel back the layers, you don't know underneath is a soft person who is truly looking out for the best interests of students. What she was able to bring to Piscataway as a teacher and things that they had gone through in Linden was unique and different. Her willingness to be on ad hoc committees, working on the lunch program debt, and trying to sit at the round table and us come up with resolutions to help this situation and not hurt it any longer, I cannot forget. You have come in, your support with curriculum, which you sat on, and again, being able to be a parent, be a teacher, and be a board member, hitting on three different things and yet trying to navigate between the three to come out with something that would, in the long run, benefit all the students of Piscataway. You achieved it. I give you credit where credit is due. I would never downplay it. I would never deny it. Policy, I didn't hang out with you on policy now, so I can't give you the information on
David?
policy. But I can tell you, you guys changed, rewrote a lot of policies, updated a lot of things. I know you did a lot of hard work over there. But sitting here in this boardroom, being at meetings, coming forward, not just presenting problems, but also trying to come up with resolutions to help the problems, made an impact. It made a difference. You sit there, you take your notes, and I know when you start writing heavy, oh, she coming. There's about to be some words, but they're going to be words to question you about what the question was and why are you giving me a question instead of giving me a resolution to the question. That's what the difference is. That's what you've brought to the table. I have no doubt in my mind you're going to be back. Yeah, I said it. So get ready. I know y'all going to be out there doing some work. She said, you're saying no, but she's going to be doing it again. So on behalf of the Board of Education and all of your sitting board members, here is your plaque. We thank you for your years of service. We appreciate all that you did. And let's see what the future holds. Now look, you still got to sign on our curriculum. You can't go nowhere. We still need some insight.
That's a long committee.
It's a long committee, but wait a minute. Wait a minute, you don't have to come in for the first 15 minutes, because we're just gonna be reviewing the minutes, doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and getting settled. So you come in about 6:45, 10 to 7, we'll be good to
Okay.
go. We'll be rocking and rolling by then. So expect them to
I
still see you.
appreciate that.
All right, so we'll make sure we still send you an invitation to come join us, and hopefully you will. Like I said, what you bring as a teacher, what you bring compared to the parent, but what you learned and what you presented as a board member made a difference. So like I say, when someone can tell you things that they've gone through in their district, and you're able to feed off of it and not make that mistake, it saves us from going through it, but it also saves the students from having to live through it and us having to clean up afterwards. So for that, we thank you.
I thank you. I learned a lot being on the board. It was definitely a different perspective than what I was used to. You know, I led from hard work. Everything I do, I give 100%. So, you know, I appreciate the acknowledgement. So I definitely did learn a lot. I spent a lot of time away from my family.
Oh, yeah.
So I appreciate your support. You know, so I can say is I'm still very busy at my job, taking on another leadership role. So we will see. But,
Okay, no, I
but,
understand.
but I'm looking forward to spending more time, you know, with my family and, you know, not leaving early and leaving events and things along that line. But I do appreciate all of your kind words because I feel like I do give 100%.
You did. I give credit where credit
So
is due.
I appreciate that. It's been a really incredible experience.
Okay,
All right.
glad to hear
Thanks.
Wow, Miss Rashid. Come on down. Ooh-wee. You did it once. You must have liked it because you came back a second time, and you decided to hang out and play in the playhouse with us. In recognition of your years of service, personal dedication to the children of the Piscataway Township Schools, through the compassion, commitment, and exceptional leadership, your contributions built character and enriched students for all Piscataway students. Ms. Sarah Rashid, you were a member of Piscataway School Board from 2022 to 2024. Presenting this plaque to you is a bittersweet moment because this was a chapter where what you brought to culture and climate gave us a spin on how many different events are out there, how many races are out there, and to acknowledge every race within the district, being we're so diverse. The Diwali presentation you spearheaded from behind the scenes that a lot of people were not aware of, being on the foundation, to getting all the sponsors to cover the cost of it. In addition to that, being open about wanting to do something but not being able to do it was a real challenge. And I know it's a challenge because I've run into them myself. What you did with culture and climate represented the town and the district itself, because with all of the different things you could have been involved in or not listening to the words of no, we're not going to be able to do it, you said, okay, we can't do it this way, there's next year and there's another way. You were here as a board member, and again, you were on policy, you and Nancy were hanging out together. Like I said, I wasn't over there with you guys. I'm not sorry, I wasn't there. Dave, no offense to you, but it's okay. I don't have to be everywhere. You accomplished a lot. Your thoughts, your input with the food service, given the good and the bad of it, but always seeing the bright side to it makes a difference. You're heading over to a territory of the unknown. That's how I'm going to sum that up. But at the end of the day, it was a pleasure working with you, and I'm glad we had the opportunity to do the things that we've done in this district, working together, and looking forward to seeing where you go, being a council at large woman, now that you're going up a level on us. So for this, I present this award to you. I'm excited for you. It's a bittersweet moment, as I stated, and I got to give you a hug because that's my diss.
I'm not gonna cry.
You're not going to cry?
Not gonna cry.
No, I refuse to allow you to cry. But anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you once again, and looking forward to keeping up with you and seeing what's going on. Thank you.
I want to
No, I
thank
want you-
everyone. I want to thank everyone. It has been an honor to serve on the board. I have learned so much. and I come in as a different person. I came in as a different person, I leave as a different person, and learning from everybody on the board, all the district, the teachers, the principals, the superintendents, everybody. Learning from them, watching them, how professional, how, they always bring the best foot forward. I know I'm not going to be on the board, but the district is in good hands. The board their heart is in the right place. The teachers are amazing, and the whole district, their heart is in the right place, so I know the district's going to do well. I'm still a parent, so you'll still be seeing me around. And I'll be on the public comments now.
Hey, come on, we can have a party.
All right, but thank you.
Thank you again. Okay. Okay, now David Olivera has some new business.
Yes, Madam President, thank you. I have an item of new business. A couple of hours ago, I got an email from the township attorney, and I'm going to go ahead and read that. It's addressed to the superintendent and the Board of Education. It was sent to myself and Dr. Ranelli. It's regarding notice of proposed resolution to move school board election. To Piscataway Board of Education and members, this correspondence shall serve as notice that the Township Council shall be considering a resolution at the upcoming Township Council meeting on December 17th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. at the Piscataway Township Municipal Building, 455 Hose Lane, Piscataway, New Jersey, to change the date of the annual Board of Education election from November to April, with the change taking effect in April 2025. Pursuant to NJSA 19:60-1.1, school elections may be held either in November, coinciding with the general election, or in April as a standalone election, contingent upon the adoption of a resolution by the Township Council. The Township Council believes that this proposed change will better serve our community by fostering a nonpartisan environment. An April election ensures that the focus remains on issues directly impacting the school system, free from the influence of broader political contests that occur during the general election cycle. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, this meeting is open to the public, and members of the Board of Education, along with members of the community, are welcome to attend and provide comments during the public participation portion of the meeting. Thank you for your attention to this matter. If you have any questions or would like to discuss further, please don't hesitate to contact me. Very truly yours, Rajveer Goomer.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the announcement of the date of that meeting again?
Yes, it's December 17th, which is next Tuesday at 7:30 at the Township Municipal Building.
It's at 7:30?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
So the statutes permit either the Township or the Board of Education to pass a resolution to move our school board elections back to April. And it sounds like they're going to consider the issue. It appears from the letter they think it's a worthwhile change, so they'll consider it and potentially vote on it at that meeting next week.
Mr. Rubin, I saw your hand up.
Yes, I learned about this about an hour and a half ago when Mr. Olivera did. There is a statute that allows for a transition like this, assuming that certain I's are dotted and T's are crossed. I was not expecting this when I came to the meeting tonight, so I was not prepared to discuss this, but what I'll be doing over the next day or so is circulating a memo from me, first of all satisfying myself that the township has adhered to the right procedures, which they may well have. What impact will this have upon terms of current sitting board members here and other issues that obviously are of interest to the board, so I will be circulating some information about that once I get a little deeper into this, so stay tuned.
Thank you, Mr. Rubin. Anyone else with new business?
Yeah, Madam, I had a couple of items. The first was earlier this evening at Piscataway High School was a Middlesex County School Boards Association meeting, and it's been reported in the past that our school board, because of a couple of initiatives with the administration and board members themselves, are a high-performing board. And we received at Piscataway High School from the Middlesex County School Board Association via the New Jersey School Board Association our board certification, which was an effort over the last couple of years to obtain 16 credits and meet certain criteria, doing evaluations, et cetera. And so we received that plaque tonight. There is one more level. You can continue to pursue 10 more credits within the next couple of years, and it's called the Carol E. Larson Board Certification from the New Jersey School Boards Association. So, Madam President, I am volunteering as someone who is involved in the New Jersey School Boards Association as one of the executive officers and knowing the workings to coordinate for new board members coming in and for board members here to pursue our master board certification and continue to be a high-performing board independent of any partisan politics. That's my first announcement. The second announcement is that it's winter sports up at the high school. I would highly recommend that what we got in your packet was winter sports senior nights. Let's, as board members, show our support of our athletic and athletes. And if you can, please attend some of these senior nights, because I believe that our parents and our community really appreciates it. And that's my two items, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Connors. Anyone else with new business? And I see no hands raised. Can I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Congratulations.